Talkin Sex Live is recorded for a live audience. This show is for mature listeners, and all advice is for entertainment purposes only. This is Talkin Sex Live with Chet and Diane. I'm Diane.
And I am Chet, and we're unlicensed sexual health therapists. We're just a couple who have a whole lot of sex, and we like to share our knowledge with the world by answering questions from callers. Tonight we are joined by our producer, Wells Sternacki. How are you doing tonight, Wells?
I'm very well. How are you, Chet and Diane?
Super fantastic. You know, it has been about a year and a half since we've done this show. And, you know, we've been spending our time trying to pitch a TV show that we've made called Sex Positive with Chet and Diane.
It's a lot like this show, but we show sex education videos in between.
So we had a ton of rejection just because of the sexual nature of the show, but we found a home on late night local public access network channel 29, KPEP, the KPEP. Then, you know, the show airs at like 1 a.m. because, you know, that's how these shows are,
But you can watch episodes on Throwdown Comedy Channel on YouTube starting November 20th, 2024.
So, but enough about what we've been up to. We still haven't even introduced our guest specialist for the show. Tonight, we have gay relationship sex expert, Dick Colby.
That's right, I forgot to introduce him.
Yes.
That's okay. I don't need an introduction. When I enter the room, everybody knows who I am.
Yep, it's Dick.
Because I've been at UCLA for quite a while now, you know, reliving my youth because I was closeted when I was at the college. And so I went back and lived the dorm life and just wanted to be a gay man, but also experience what other students, you know, now that it's a more free society. So I had to close out the semester and the classes I was auditing and things like that. And now I'm going on to the next phase of my gay rebirth, and I'm getting a job out of college. And so I've been doing a lot of interviewing, trying to figure out what I can do. I have one lead at the McDonald's company. You might have heard of them.
Yeah, McDonald's. Everybody knows McDonald's.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear back.
So you're good with meat.
What's the job? Corporate?
It's counter attendant.
So you're a cashier?
It's a counter attendant. You know, you don't say flight attendant. What do you say? You don't say
you say
steward
cashier.
Stewardess anymore. You
say
flight
cashier.
attendant. You say
There's no gender involved with cashier, so it's not gender biased.
no. It's just more. There's a stigma. Being called a McDonald's cashier.
No, but that's what it's called, though. It's a McDonald's cashier.
Yeah, well, I don't come into your home and shit on your parade.
I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, they make $20 an hour here in LA.
There's nothing wrong with being a cashier.
Nope.
No, that's what I'm saying. And all the guys at the frat, they're all into it. You know, giving up a lucrative six-figure career to go back to college and...
Wait. What was the lucrative six-figure career before?
I worked in tech.
And then now you want to go to McDonald's as a cashier.
I have to experience life as a young gay man.
So you can't do that in corporate tech? You have to do it as a cashier? Is that like a stereotype?
What the hell classes do you think I was... I didn't restudy the classes that got me my first career. I was doing things like HR systems, and I was doing literature classes, a lot of electives, and...
I thought you were getting like your master's degree, like higher education to move up in whatever position that you had before.
I was doing my own personal research on what I missed by being
young
closeted.
college men that you want to have sex with.
I was doing my own research on what I missed as a gay man in the closet in college.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. Remember, because we used to hang out, and you know,
Yeah.
whenever we'd go to the parties, you're like, "Hey, you meet this girl or whatever," and I was a little bit shy. Maybe you understand that now.
Yeah. No, and you didn't want to hook up with her because you are homosexual.
Yeah, that is how that works.
That's how it works. Wells, what have you been up to the last year and a half?
Yeah.
I've actually been teaching bel canto, operatic singing in El Salvador.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a demand for it now. The Salvadorian economy is really emerging ever since President Bukele took over. And it's much safer there now. It used to be the murder capital of the world.
What?
For a long time after the CIA sort of what would be the right word for that? Destabilized it.
Wow.
But now it's really thriving, and people have money to spend, and they want to learn how to sing classically.
Wow. Well, you have such a great voice. It really didn't occur to me that you can sing opera.
Yeah.
Do you want to belt a couple notes right now?
Oh.
That's it?
Well, do you want me to sing an actual
I want to hear a
opera?
whole aria, man.
4 measures is what.
Vaga luna che in argenti queste rive questi fiorni.
That's beautiful.
Wow. Can I jerk off to that?
Well, does El Salvador have McDonald's?
Yes, everywhere has McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For tonight, we're going to be talking about sex news. Everybody loves sex news. Our first article that we're going to be talking about that was pulled straight from the mainstream is microplastics discovered in human penises for the first time. So this is an article that discusses how microplastics, which are in the water and food that we eat, are being absorbed into the human body, and they've actually found microplastics in human penises as well as testicles when they've done autopsy reports on cadavers. Dick, you've read over the article.
Yes.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on microplastics in the human penis?
They talked about it as a potential cause of erectile dysfunction. They want to make this cause and effect relationship, and I thought, boy, that's interesting because I would think plastic would give you a constant hard-on.
No, it's just because it would solidify your erection. Your penis would just be super strong.
Yeah,
as
I
a
feel like
reinforcement.
if you masturbate and your penis is filled with microplastics and you masturbate, you're gonna bond them together and just form this plastic rod right there.
So I feel like microplastics are just found everywhere. It's in the water. If you eat food, it's going to be, if you microwave it in plastic, it's just going to leach into it.
Yes.
And so you're going to find it on any place on your body. They just happen to find samples in the actual penile tissue, and then they're like, oh, plastics in the dick.
Well, that
yeah.
gets people's attention more
Yeah,
than
it does. Then be like, plastics found in a pinky. Nobody gives a shit about
Yeah.
that.
That's true, because they found it in heart muscle. That's the article said they found it in heart muscle, so they immediately went to the penis next.
As one does.
Well, as they say, the way to a man's heart is through his penis.
Yeah.
That's right.
Or his stomach.
Or stomach.
There was asbestos, there was lead paint, now there's microplastics.
Microplastics,
Every
big deal.
generation has something that
Yeah.
we weren't aware of that's
Yeah.
ruining our health.
Exactly.
Maybe that's
So-
just the human condition.
So, but the thing is is it actually causing any problems though? Because it's just a particle as opposed to a chemical. Like you have chemicals that enter your body, they interact with the cell structure. The actual particle is so big that it doesn't really interact with it. Can it actually cause erectile dysfunction is the question here. And then the article kind of dives into it, but it's all inconclusive. So what are your thoughts there, Dick?
Well, what's the question?
Do you really think that a particle that's big enough can actually cause erectile dysfunction?
Big enough? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if it's big enough, it absolutely could.
Yeah.
They just cut off blood supply, whatever. I was like, this is kind of outside of my wheelhouse because I'm really prepping to run the cashier at a McDonald's right now.
Yeah.
Take a marble
Mm-hmm.
and put it in your penis. You're not getting a hard on.
Well,
Yeah.
if it turns you on, if that's your kink, then maybe you will get a hard
I'm just
on.
going to jump in here as the director and legal counsel. That was not direct advice to our listeners to put a marble in their penis.
It seems
Certainly
very
not.
painful to put that through your urethra there. Yeah.
That's true. I am not advocating for that. I'm just imagining.
So when I was in college, I took some plastic classes with fiberglass particles. If it's too big, it's not a big deal. The particles that are in asbestos, when you breathe them in,
Yeah.
they're small enough that they embed into your actual lungs, that they cause mesothelioma,
Yes.
and you get cancerous lung tumors and whatnot.
Right.
So if they're slightly bigger than that, they do nothing. And so with microplastics, these things are a little bit too big, so they're actually not going to do anything, but the science is trying to figure out whether or not
They will.
they will.
Well, maybe it's like smoking too. You don't know if you're going to get cancer later down the line after smoking
Like,
a pack a day.
Are you talking about like if we happen to be in 1940 and we try to figure out whether or not smoking will do anything?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to,
Yeah,
to
so you're
debate here,
talking
because we
about-
don't know yet until years later
Yeah.
if it's going to really.
I generally have a problem
to
though with
fruition.
like, let's say science figures out, oh, it's not doing any harm. I would have a problem with that being the green light to just like flood everything with microplastic. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know what? If you get enough microplastic together, it becomes macroplastic, and that's
Yeah.
that's going to be a problem.
Well, I want to emphasize men with micro penises. If they have microplastics in their penises,
It's just like normal plastic.
do they just have plastic in their penis? Because it's a micro penis with microplastic.
All dicks are
There
beautiful.
are people out there who self-describe themselves as having a micropenis.
Have you ever seen a micro penis?
Have you been to nude
No,
beaches, Dick?
Yeah.
That's
There's-
how small they are. I've seen a small penis, and they say it's you know, the size doesn't matter. But I'm like, in practicality, I wasn't sure what to do. Like I was just kind of like trying to like figure out where to put my fingers.
Wait, you've had sex with a micro penis before?
I didn't. Did I have sex with the micro? Like, I had sex with the human is what I had sex with.
So a person who had a micro penis, you had sex with that person.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and I was trying to figure out, like, I think they took steroids or something because it was really small.
So really small testicles.
But they were really buff,
They were very buff, but their penis was really small.
possibly.
Yeah, and I was like, I not quite sure how to hold this. Like, I'm not mad. I'm not gonna say, but I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, my hands are designed for
Grab
a
it.
penis of a size.
Yeah.
So
right?
did you like just stroke it with two
Two
fingers?
fingers, one finger.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh.
It's kind of like you like those people who paint rice. And you're just like, man, that is a
Wow.
totally different skill.
Oh.
So you've probably never licked a clitoris before.
Never licked a clitoris?
Well, yeah, I don't think you've ever licked a clitoris, right?
I have never licked a clitoris.
Okay.
That is correct.
I would just picture myself in your position as licking a clitoris as a.
Are clitorises tiny?
They're very tiny. They're the size of an eraser head.
Wow.
I didn't even know they were that big.
On average. Well, I
there's
see,
any,
I
there's
see your
outies.
director wagging his head.
I mean, just to clarify, they come in all shapes and sizes. There are certainly some that are quite large and could, for various anatomical reasons, be confused for a small penis. Some are that large, especially when people are transitioning, taking certain hormones, they will enlarge. But typically the small ones, yes, I think Wells is correct here. They tend to average below the size of an eraser head.
I want to say this, though. If I were licking this person's small penis, I would know what to do. Like, my tongue can cover the surface area of it. I was trying to hold on to it. So the equivalent would be you trying to grab the clitoris.
Yeah, it's
How
really
does
hard
that
to-
work out?
And it also doesn't feel good for a woman just
No.
to pinch a clitoris. Like it's very sensitive. I'm just saying.
I don't pinch penises either.
Well, 1.8% of women like pinch play,
Oh, interesting.
according
That's
to a
very,
study by Reuters.
very small percentage.
That's
by the
very
way.
small.
So
Yeah,
it's
very
probably
tiny
not something
percentage.
that you should just
It's a
jump right
discussion
into.
that you
Micro
Yeah.
percentage there.
I'm super curious about what you did with this micro penis. Did he actually ejaculate or?
It was a long time ago. My
Okay.
memory doesn't completely serve me whether or not he ejaculated. Or maybe he did and I didn't know.
But it was a slow, like a
Yeah,
gentle
like
pinch.
I had to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to
But
be
did you
careful.
put your mouth around it?
No, I did not put my
Got
mouth
it.
around it. But back then I wasn't doing that very much.
Oh, you didn't do
Oh.
oral play.
Just
there.
hand stuff.
I'm very picky.
Yeah. Was he would you say he's a top, bottom, or side?
Oh, he would be a bottom.
Interesting.
I don't think it would really work out as a top.
No, not at all.
It would be like taking like a Duplo block and a regular Lego.
It doesn't fit.
No, I got it. Our next sex news article, we have mucus-based lubricant.
Provides highly effective against HIV and herpes, study finds.
So that means that they've basically have bioengineered cow music
Mucus?
Mucus.
I'm
there it
assuming
is.
you've been drinking there.
I've been drinking way too much. Way too much. They formulated it to actually use it as a lubricant. The mutagens in it, it sounds like a Ninja Turtles thing. The mutagens, like you're just gonna pour some of this on a goddamn, like a turtle, and just gonna turn to Raphael and do some ninja shit.
It's thought to be 70% effective in lab tests
Yeah.
against HIV and 80% effective against herpes.
Man, if you arm me with a jar of cow mucus, I can make it 100% effective at transmitting diseases.
Transmitting or not transmitting?
That's clever. It's clever, Dick.
Thank you. I read the whole article. They talked about turning it into, using it as a lubricant, right? And so it's synthetically, it's weird because they talked about it as natural versus synthetic, but it's a synthetically derived thing based on cow mucus is how
Cow mucus,
Yeah,
like
cow snot.
processed in a lab.
Yeah.
Put it in a lubricant.
Yeah, so turning into lubricant, they said this will be great for people who they don't have a condom at the time that they need it.
But
or
they
whatever.
do carry the cow lubricant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
very
the thing. I was
odd.
like, what is this use case? Hold on,
Like-
I don't have the tiny thing that can fit in my wallet.
Wallet.
Let me just pump. I
Yeah,
have this on my money clip. Like, I don't know how that works.
like hand
So-
sanitizer.
Yeah, like you're just like, I can't put it on a condom to prevent 100%, almost 100% having STI transmissions or HIV transmissions, but also I would rather have sex naturally and with this lubricant, which is actually cow mucus that I'm going to put on my penis here and shove in your vagina.
Well, I think
And that's how 100% of disease
to me
will be
the
prevented.
practicality of it would be combining the condom with the bovine mucus here.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, if they talk about if the condom breaks, this would be a helpful
Right.
thing. So those scenarios make sense, but the idea of we know that the condom is more effective than the cow mucus. That's a true statement. And so they're like, if you don't have a condom, you could use this for those times where you're like, let's have sex without a condom, even though I want one, but I don't have one, but let's have sex anyway. Engendering that type of behavior of I got this mucus, it's 70% as safe as a condom. I don't know that that's where we want to go with that.
How do you convince your partner just to be like, hey, you know what, I'd have a condom, but I've got this cow mucus I just pulled off of Betsy from the farm back at my grandpa's house. And you just pulled it right out of its nose, and now we're just gonna go ahead and fuck.
Yeah, that's a little much.
Yeah, would you want to have sex with cow mucus?
No.
You don't even want to have sex with my mucus.
No.
No.
Ugh.
That's like, I mean, we all hear that, spit's a great lubricant. You just go ahead and spit on your
Yeah.
hand or spit on your dick.
If you present to your partner, hey, I don't have a condom, but I did pull snot from my father's cow at the farm yesterday, let's use this, I think that won't go well.
No.
But if you say, I don't have a condom, I, again, don't think you should be doing this at all, but hey, I have this new lubricant that will protect you from HIV and herpes and other STDs.
70%.
Yes. That conversation might go better.
But it's like condoms can fit in your wallet. A tube of lubricant,
It's a little harder to
yeah,
carry.
it's like you're just carrying a tube of toothpaste in your goddamn
Yeah.
wallet.
They're not having sex in an alley.
As you know, I'm a statistician and I believe in science, and this is one study. This is not a meta-analysis of several different studies that would prove this to be so. We don't know what their methodology was for establishing this effectiveness, and we don't know what their sample size was either.
Right.
Science.
Yeah, in the way they compare it, they're like, okay, let's also do this with monkey mucus, and let's do it with bee
Right.
pollen. And,
Yeah, it seems like just cow mucus is like.
And did they have a control group and then another group?
Right.
And then, did they go, oh, the ones we actually gave it to didn't get HIV at this rate, and the ones that we
That's
did.
the other thing, yeah.
How long did they follow this
I want you
pattern?
to have
it would have to be years.
Yeah, I want you to have unprotected, theoretically unprotected sex, but, here's this mucus. How do they figure that stuff out?
I don't
you
know.
Can't control for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of ethical
no
issues.
Or just what about normal human mucus? So you're just like, you know what?
I think probably as scientists, they probably saw some sort of molecule within the bovine mucus that led them to believe that it would be more effective. And so that's what brought the study on. I don't think they were trying different mucuses.
Yeah. All right. Wells, do we have a call coming in right now?
Yes, we have Tim. He accidentally brushed his penis up against another man's butt in the shower, and now he can't stop thinking about it. He wants to know whether he's gay or not.
Oh.
Oh, sounds like a call for Dick Colby.
Yeah. Tim, you're Talkin Sex Live with Chet and Diane. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm all right. How are you doing?
We're good.
Great, great. So you were in a gym, but then your penis accidentally just touched a dude's butt. Is that correct?
And this has really been weighing heavily on my mind. Can I paint the picture for you?
Yeah, let's hear it. I'm curious how you got so close to an actual other guy's butt cheeks that your penis just grazed it, but yeah.
Well, it was unintentional, but let me tell you what happened. So
Okay.
I'm at the gym, right? And I'm bench pressing about 250.
Ooh.
Like I'm going hard. I ran some laps. I did my curls. I worked on my triceps, calves, glutes, chest, a lot of chest. Went to the sauna, go out, did another round. Tries, glutes, calves, chest.
That's a lot of working out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I'm sweating and I'm like, I got to hit the showers. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Go in the locker room. I'm just wearing my towel. I'm in there and it is quiet. And I'm like, I'm the only guy in here. Right. And so I head over to the showers. I take off my towel, hang it up, turn around the corner, and bam. That's when it happens.
Penis right between the butt cheeks.
My bare penis brushes against this other guy's buttocks. Okay? Now, I didn't know he was there. This was unintentional.
Okay.
But he looks at me, and this is when it gets weird. He looks at me, and it's like his eyeballs are looking into my soul, and his eyeballs are saying to my soul, "You gay, bro? You gay, bro?"
Wow.
And then he just walks. He smiles. He gives me this smile, and he walks away. And I'm just standing there, and I don't know what to say or do. I'm frozen. But I turn around. I look at him, and he looks back at me, and it's just so uncomfortable. And he gives me that smile again, and his eyeballs saying, "Are you gay, bro?" And then he just walks out.
But he never actually says, "Are you gay, bro?" It's just his eyebrow.
All eyes.
His eyeballs definitely were saying, both of them were saying,
What-
"Are you gay, bro?"
Was his penis erect or flaccid?
I don't know. I was just in a state of shock. I have no idea about flaccid or not flaccid. I don't know. I'm not gay. I wasn't looking at his, I'm not looking at another man's.
Sometimes you can get like that semi where like your penis just looks huge. Like you have that huge cock and you're just like, any other arousal and it's just going to start to salute. It's just going to go up. But was it like
I wasn't
that?
saluting anything.
No, but what about him? Was he into it?
I don't know. He gives me this look, and he's giving me this eyeball look. You gay, bro? And so
Are you gay, bro?
I'm freaking out. Yeah, and so then here's where it gets, and this is why I don't know what to do. And so that night, I'm tossing and turning, and I'm having my dreams. Okay, in my dreams, right? Everyone and everything is asking me, "Are you gay, bro?" And it's like, the guy from the gym is there, and people I know throughout my life. My 7th grade teacher, Mrs. Bersheimer, she looks at me in the classroom and she's like, "Are you gay, bro?"
Wow.
And then dogs are asking me the question, trees, even the air, okay?
Wow.
Asking me, Tim, you gay, bro?
Well, hold up here. Let's just ask an actual expert. Dick Colby, is he gay, bro?
Yes.
That was a quick answer.
What?
Yeah. I
Wait a
guess,
second.
I guess you're gay.
Wait a
I'm
second.
sorry.
Wait a second. Let me hold on there, Dick and company. Let me ask you a question. Like, is there a blood test or something I can
No.
take? Or can they take a sample of my brains or something to find out if I'm a gay, bro?
No, but you could be bisexual.
Yeah. Diane's bisexual. There's also called the Kinsey scale, where like It's from 1 to 6, 1 being completely heterosexual, 6 being completely gay, and anywhere in between is a little bit of mix. So if you're a 3, then that means that you're like somewhat, heterosexual, and you could be leaning gay, but not completely gay. So
More on the bisexual.
yeah, you're pretty much a bisexual. You prefer men, no women, but women more if you're a 3. So
Women more if you're a 3?
because 1 means if you're
1
a man.
to 6 though is
Yeah,
6
so there's no
3's
actual
in the middle.
Yeah, but it's you would have to have 3.5 to be completely in the middle.
That scale should be from
know
6 to
about that.
9.
It should be. That would make more sense. Or 1
Yeah.
to 7, something even, so that like a 4 would be completely in the middle.
I think a 3 would.
What are you, Diane?
I would say I'm a 3.
You're a 3, so you prefer. That means that you prefer men slightly more than women. That's why you're
Wait,
married.
wait,
Three and a
wait, 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 wait. Can we all
3.25,
please?
yeah.
Can we just stop talking about the maths and the scales? Like, I'm not a man of math, okay? I don't know about scales and numbers, but can I, if I'm on the scale, if I'm on the Kinsey scale,
You're the Kinsey scale.
Can I-
Sure. We're all on the Kinsey scale. There's no denying that.
can I go see a hypnotist therapist and hypnotize the gay out of me?
No, it
Or
doesn't
can
work
I
like
go
that.
back closer to the 1 number? Can a hypnotist bring me back? I didn't mean to graze his buttocks with my penis. It was an accident. I didn't know anybody was in the shower. How did I move on the scale? I didn't intention. My bare penis wasn't looking for another man's buttocks.
Dick, you
Doesn't-
obviously.
doesn't quite sound like he's attracted to men there,
Yeah.
Dick.
What do you think on this?
You're not gay.
I'm not.
Well, to be fair, I mean, in a recent survey of 500 straight men from swing states, they deduced that about 18% of straight men had a gay fantasy at some point, maybe just trying it out.
Oh, have you
Yeah,
guys had a gay fantasy by chance?
I have.
Oh,
Well, I know
well,
that,
you're
Dick.
gay.
That's pretty obvious.
Well, I want to know if Tim, what's the issue? You want to know if you're gay? I said yes, and he said I don't want to be gay. I'm okay. You're not gay. So, what do you want?
But how do I know for sure? Is there a pill I could take, or is there a test I could take? Is there a professional or a surgery or a scan I can do to measure it or get it out, or what can I do?
I think you should keep rubbing your penis up against men's butts, and just continue the sampling to see how you really feel. What you could do
No,
is
this is creating a nightmare in my life. Even in my dreams, the dogs and the cats and the trees and Mrs. Bersheimer, they're all like, "Are you gay, bro?" And I don't have an answer for them.
why answer them? Like, they're asking you a question, but are you asking you a question? That's the thing I want to know. Are you asking yourself, am I gay, bro?
How do I ask myself a question? I have to give the answer.
Well, Diane's bisexual. She likes men and women. She said she was a 3, which means she slightly prefers men more than women.
I didn't say
You
that.
said you were a 3.
Well, whatever I am, I'm on the middle.
All right, so she says she's a 3.5, so she likes
Both equally.
both equally.
But now I think
somehow
I'm leaning more toward women
Yeah,
as this conversation keeps going.
She ended up
more.
with me somehow.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we don't get a divorce and she ends up with some woman in a ranch.
Oh, a lesbian with a ranch? That's my fantasy.
That's her fantasy.
That
it's
really
probably
is.
Margot Robbie in a ranch.
Raise some chickens and
with some
some
chickens
cows.
and horses.
Especially horses. Yeah.
Here's the deal. So, you want to know if there's a pill that makes you not gay, even though you're not sure that you are gay. So the question is, am I gay? You don't know how to answer, so you want to take a pill or do a surgery or do hypnosis or something to ensure that you can answer the question truthfully. How about if you don't want to do gay things, don't, and then that question's answered. But if you do want to do gay things, then do what I said: sample other men's butts.
Just so you're saying walk around and happen to brush up against penis on your butt?
See, I'm going to jump in here real quick as the director here, and I want to make sure everyone understands that there's a consent factor here.
That's a big thing. Yeah.
I have the legal team advising me as well, which is really just me. But I want to make sure that that's out there and understood here.
Right.
Consent is a factor.
There are men who will gladly let you test your theory on them or in them.
Oh.
And maybe you want to start out with baby steps. Maybe with those men, you could lightly blow in their ears. See how you felt about that.
Make out with them?
Because I feel like I'm jumping in the big boy pool, okay, in the deep end here with my penis brushing up against some guy's buttocks. And I wasn't trying to do that. That wasn't my goal. I thought I was alone. But now I gotta do a test sample?
That's
and
how
blow
it
in
is.
guys' ears?
No, you don't have to. The question is, if you want to test the waters to see if you think you're gay, then you need to do gay things.
Yeah.
But if you just don't want to be gay anymore, rather than take a pill, don't go naked in the gym.
Tim, where do you live?
Well, I'm in Winnebago, Minnesota.
Oh, okay. So I know in Long Beach down here, you can just park your car or truck and you can put a bandana or handkerchief in one of your back pockets. If it's on, I think it's the right pocket, it means you're a bottom. Left pocket, it's the top.
I don't have it memorized. There's an entire color. You could look it up online. There's an entire color coding system. It's like 40 different types of handkerchiefs and which pocket they go in.
Now I gotta get a handkerchief?
Yeah, so you stand out on some type of strip wherever gay folk go, and you put one of these handkerchiefs in your back pocket, and if you want to be the top, so you know what a top is, that's where you insert your penis into an anus. That means, there's a handkerchief for that. And if you want your anus to be penetrated, then you put another handkerchief in one of your pockets. It's a different color.
I should say that if you do go down this path, and you're not 85 years old.
85.
So making a point here.
Okay.
Buying a handkerchief means you're gay.
Just any type of handkerchief. Just any, what about the classic red cowboy handkerchief?
Or a scarf.
A scarf.
Or listening to Judy Garland.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
that makes you gay.
Really, the problem is you're in a catch-22. The more you prove you're not gay, the more gay you are. So the only real option for you is to abstain from gay.
Huh.
This is like a real Chinese penis trap.
Those are fun, actually.
Just don't stick your penis in there.
It's kind of like docking, where if you're uncircumcised, you put your penises together and then you put your foreskin over the other penis and then you stroke them back and forth. So have you done that before, Dick?
I'm sorry, Tim, you go ahead.
Well, I think I just need to just not buy any handkerchiefs and obviously just not go to the gym anymore.
Well, you can
that
go
way
to the gym. I'm sorry.
My bare penis can touch any man's buttocks there.
Yeah, don't take your penis out.
Well, I'm just curious, how close quarters is your actual gym shower that you happen to walk across other dudes' buttocks and brush your penis against it? So how?
Why can't you shower at home?
That's another option.
Well, I told you about all the reps I was doing. I told you about my calves and my glutes and the sauna, and I was working up a sweat, and I thought I was alone. It's a big shower, but there was a corner. I didn't know anybody was there, and now I'm gay?
No, you're not gay, but are you thinking about it all the time?
No, but it's in my dreams.
Oh.
Let me ask you a logical question here. Are you attracted to men?
No.
No.
With Diane and myself, I enjoy having my anus penetrated, but I am not attracted to men. So for me, I guess I would say I'm like a 2 or 3 on the Kinsey scale.
Well,
But
welcome to my side, baby.
yeah, but I'm not attracted to men. I don't look at a man and be in the same realm as I don't get on the Instagram search and just look a bunch of dudes and start jerking off. It's all women, you know?
You're saying that because you get sexual pleasure from something in your ass, but even though you're 100% not attracted to men, you're now closer to being gay?
I wouldn't say I'm closer to being gay. I just feel that like having anal pleasure means that maybe I am somewhat
I don't
gay?
perform any anal pleasure.
That's right.
And I am 100%
you're a side.
gay. Yeah, if being gay was defined by putting things up your butt, I'm the straightest person in this room.
Yeah. I think I've done more butt stuff than Dick Colby here.
Maybe we should switch chairs.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's Talkin Sex Live with Dick and Diane. Sounds good to me.
Good ring to it.
Yeah.
Nothing up your butt. You don't even wipe? You use a bidet?
No, I would love to use a bidet.
Yeah.
But the whole anus has a whole pleasure factor in there, and it feels good.
I don't know anything about that.
Well, it's a whole nother topic, my friend. I think that's about all the time we got. I hope we steered you in the right direction there.
I'm just going to keep my penis covered everywhere I go because I'm not doing any Kinsey testing. I'm not buying any handkerchiefs. And if the dogs in my dreams want to ask me if I'm gay, I'm just going to have to say, no, bro, I'm not a gay bro.
You're not a gay bro. That's fine if that's what you want to say. But there's nothing wrong with being gay.
No, not at all.
If you accept that.
Or bi.
Yeah.
Sure. Nothing wrong with it. But is there a pill just to make sure,
pill.
like a preventative kind of thing?
I think it's called Truvada.
True fada.
All right, I'll look it up. I'll take it.
Okay.
All right. Wells, we have another call coming in.
Yes, we have Nolan Bryan. He has a sexual fetish for Christmas, but his wife doesn't know about it, and he's wondering if he should tell her.
You are Talkin Sex Live right now, Nolan, with Chet and Diane. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. How y'all doing?
We're doing great. So you really like Christmas and you get off on it. Is that correct?
I certainly do.
Wow.
Tis the season to be horny. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, Christmas is coming up. It's just right around the corner, only a few weeks away. So you must be really aroused right now, right?
I am harder than an Oakwood Christmas tree. I can't begin to tell you. It's embarrassing, really. Feel like I've been coming all over my house, really.
What? I imagine with somebody who has this fetish that you have Christmas decorations up all year round. Is that correct?
Sort of. My wife has been on me about keeping them up. She's like, "Why are we keeping Christmas decorations up? It's May," and I'm just like, "Well, to keep kind of the spirit. When really I like having it around when she's not here, and I like to fondle myself and I have a tendency to stick ornaments up my butt."
Okay.
Oh.
That's not exactly safe, especially if it is one of the glass ones that will break.
Well, now I don't do that at all. I've stuck. We had like little nutcracker ornaments.
Okay.
Would do that. My son had a Kermit the Frog on a sled.
Oh no, that's not all right.
The worst one though is my wife's got a Taylor Swift ornament.
No, they have one of those.
Yeah, oh, they do. She's dressed up like Mrs. Claus, and she's just looking a little naughty, and I'm like, oh, okay.
So
You want to be?
there's a risk of having something in your anus that can get stuck up there. So you don't want, you need to have something with a flange shaft, maybe like a base or something that like that has a larger diameter than the actual diameter of the ornament that it's hanging from, something like a bobblehead, but not a bobblehead because the head's usually bigger than the base.
So, Chet, you're advocating that he stick Christmas ornaments up his anus, just they need to be the right shape of Christmas ornament.
Well, I'm trying to tell him to be safe here, and putting the wrong shape into his anus, it could get stuck, and then it's hard to take out. So
You can get injured.
yeah.
Yeah, well, like it's like that child's toy where like the square goes in the square hole, and the cylinder goes in the round hole and stuff like that. Like, what shape is your butthole?
It's round and brown. Brown round.
Well, brown's not a shape, but I'd
No,
say...
it's a color there.
Yeah.
It is color. It's a nice color.
Yeah. I would take that type of Christmas ornament. It's circular,
Like a pine cone.
like a pine cone.
Yeah, well, that doesn't sound
Just
fun to
sand
play.
down the edges.
Yeah.
I would look for some sex toys that have Christmas themes that actually do go in your anus so
Yeah.
you don't injure yourself.
Are there such things?
Okay.
I don't know if there are such things. There might
There's
be.
sex toys for everything. You just got to look into the dark web. It'll pop up. Lots of sex toys.
Dark web?
Yeah, I don't.
You never heard of the dark web?
I don't want to
Yes,
look
I
up
have heard of the
sexual
dark web.
things
That's
on
where
the
my
dark
social
web.
security number is right
Yeah,
now.
every time it's like, yo, your email's been in the dark web. Watch out.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'm sure there's sex toys in the dark web that are whatever you want.
I don't think you want to look up sexual things that are in the dark web. I think that's because think about all of the sexual things that are on the web that you can already access
Yeah.
and how risque most of those are.
Yeah, like a dark web sex toy probably is laced with plutonium.
You put it in a time machine, a DeLorean,
Yeah,
and go
it's a
back to
sex toy that's
1955.
not allowed in public use. That's what it would be.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go back to your original question here. So you have a fetish that's involved around Christmas, and you're trying to figure out whether or not you want to tell your wife? Is that what we're getting at?
Well, it just seems just a bit too kinky, you know. And she's a good Christian woman and all that, and I'm a good Christian man, even though I do celebrate the Lord's birth with, you know,
Putting
sticking,
things in your anus, yes.
the sugar plum fairy ornament in my butt. But yeah, so this is it scares me because I'm like, well, I don't want to get divorced, and I'm afraid this might be something that causes divorce.
So you haven't brought this up with your wife at all. You just put things from the Christmas tree in your anus and then put them back on the Christmas tree after you wash them. Hopefully you wash them. You don't wash them. You just put them back on the tree. That's really gross.
Is that part of the fetish?
Yeah, I guess
well,
it pulls a lot of shit out of your ass when you.
in hindsight, that
Behind
hindsight.
Hindsight. It's really gross. I mean, it's not gross, but it's gross.
well,
It's
don't
pretty gross.
shame me now.
I'm not shaming you.
We shouldn't say gross. We should say unsanitary.
It's unsanitary. There you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
I feel better now.
Yeah, there you go. Being sex positive here, unsanitary. It is not okay to take an ornament out of your ass and put it on the Christmas tree. Yeah.
That your wife later touches.
Yeah, because it's full of
But
E. coli.
But if she don't notice, you know, it's got, you know, my feces on.
Oh, she'll
She'll smell
notice.
something.
It will smell terrible. It will
Well, if
smell
she
like a
hasn't-
septic tank.
If she hasn't noticed yet, it sounds like he's done this several times.
Well,
and
is it a
she's
real
not
She
aware.
does know.
Is it a real Christmas tree or a fake Christmas tree? Because if it's a real Christmas tree, maybe the pine smell
Covers it.
covers it. I don't know. But
Possible.
We're really focused on the fact that sometimes he puts things up his butt. Like there's this whole thing. Like you said, you're hard as an oak right now, and like because Chet just assumed that you had a hard-on going, and you confirmed it. Like and so I'm like, do you have like from October through Christmas? Do you have like priapism? Like, do you have just like one perpetual boner that's never gonna go away?
Well, you know, it starts to come in there, I'd say, about mid-October. That's when they start bringing out the Christmas decorations over there at the Target.
Okay, yeah.
As they start
So-
clearing out them Halloween. I'm sorry, go on.
I went to a house once and I had to talk to somebody for my work, and it was about mid-July, and they had their whole living room was decked out in Christmas with like Christmas knickknacks and a full table. Like this side table was just full of these stupid figurines that were all Christmas shit, and there was like 3 Christmas trees in there. I'm like, this person's obsessed. I figure that somebody like you, who I'm assuming with fetishes, that's the only way you can get off is by having Christmas stuff around you. Why not just decorate your house all the time in Christmas knick-knack bullshit?
Because his wife, probably.
Oh, does your wife
He has
disagree
a
with
wife,
it?
yeah.
I get it, yeah.
What if?
Yeah, no.
Go ahead, let him finish there, Wells.
All I was going to say is that I'd like to decorate the house year round, or at least in the month of July. But my wife Priscilla, she don't cotton to that kind of stuff, and so But I like to decorate my office a little bit, and to be honest, I hide Christmas decorations in my desk.
Okay, so you're jerking off. You pull out a Christmas decoration, you look at it, and then you're able to orgasm. Is that what it is?
Well, I just, I feel the pricks on the reef, and the tinsel.
And then you shove it up your ass.
Well, I like to tease myself first.
Okay.
I just kind of tickle my balls with the tinsel.
Okay.
Chet, you're really in on the he hasn't established that everything goes in his ass.
Well, I feel like that's what he has been talking about. He takes Christmas ornaments off the tree and then shoves them right up his butt.
That was one thing, though.
He said sometimes. He said sometimes.
Christmas.
Sometimes.
Technically, sometimes could be all times, but I don't think that's what you meant.
Got it. I apologize there, Nolan. You obviously have more sexual endeavors than just putting things in your anus.
I will say my biggest concern right now is our nativity scene.
Oh, God. Literally, God.
My wife surprised me with one for this year.
Okay.
And the thing that really scares me is, baby Jesus ain't in the manger, if you know what I mean.
It's stuck in your anus? Because that's probably the most sacrilegious thing I can think of. So here's an idea. What if there is an advent calendar and every little day that you open up, there's a new sex toy?
That's a big advent calendar.
That is a huge advent calendar.
Really big.
But you could have...
Is that made by the Bradford Exchange? Where is that coming from?
Where are you getting that thing?
Probably either someplace in the San Fernando Valley.
We haven't heard from Wells. He was going to say something
you
a
had
second
something
ago.
very poignant that I had to stop you because I wanted to hear from Nolan.
I wouldn't say poignant. I don't think it evokes sadness. But I was just thinking, what if, as a practical solution, let's say it's July, it's sexy times, he could just pre-game himself by listening to Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, just in his headphones, and then he gets aroused by that, and then he could go have sex with his wife, and his wife doesn't have to be aware that there is anything Christmas related. I think that's less blasphemous and less hurtful to his insides than using the nativity scene.
It is my favorite song of all time.
Yeah. Well, that, I'm assuming Wham's Last Christmas.
Last Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
My favorite Christmas song is the Dandy Warhol's version of The Little Drummer Boy. I really dig that one. Yeah.
That's a classic right there. That's a classic. I usually will say that I get pretty turned on by Run DMC's Christmas in Hollis.
Oh, yeah.
Hollis Queens there. I'm a big fan of Paul McCartney's Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. It's just so stupid, but very enjoyable.
Or hottest.
It's super hot. It makes me turned on for Paul McCartney every time I hear it. Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
What if you just had a very vulnerable conversation with your wife where you just said, I feel very passionate about you and I feel very passionate about Christmas, and when those two things are combined, it makes me really excited, and it makes me so excited that sometimes that floods into sexual excitement. I mean, I don't think this is something that's going to ruin your marriage. It's not like you're being unfaithful to your wife or you're engaged, you're trying to go behind your back. It's just something that you find sexually appealing.
Yeah, and then you can ask her what are her fantasies, and maybe you guys can trade. This is my fantasy, Christmas, and maybe she has something that she's been afraid to experiment with you.
Maybe she likes Halloween or Valentine's Day, Arbor Day.
Yeah, maybe she has a sexual fetish for a different holiday.
Yeah.
Well, that's just weird.
Dick, you're gay. Is there any insight onto what kind of fetish she might have?
Well, thanks for asking, Wells.
Why would he have an insight?
Well, sometimes we just need a perspective from somebody in the LGBTQ community.
For a woman, a heterosexual woman.
That's right. I don't think we include.
I feel like Diane would have more of a better response than that.
I feel like we don't include the LGBTQIA plus community
Well,
enough
Diane's bisexual.
when
She's right here.
discussing.
She's sitting right next to us.
I mean, I don't think we consider the male LGBTQIA plus
Wait.
perspective.
We're now degrading the female part of
I
the
didn't
women
say
part.
anything about degrading or discounting it. I just wanted Dick's perspective since he's here.
Yes.
And not being exclusionary
It's
of anyone.
clearly more LGBTQ
What is your,
than
yeah, go
Diane.
for it.
I feel a lot of pressure to answer this on behalf of the entirety of the gay community and the bisexual community of women.
Don't let us down.
Yeah. Look, she could have a myriad of different kinds of fetishes, or she could not have a fetish. I think focusing on what she may or may not have is the wrong path. What she does is she loves Nolan. That's the important thing. The one thing I would advise you about Nolan, because I think the advice that Wells has given you and Diane has given you to combined is really good. But before you have that conversation, take baby Jesus out of your butt and wash it.
Yes.
Put it back in the creche. Put it
I
back.
would not recommend putting more Christmas ornaments in your anus and hanging them back on the tree. It is not sanitary. It is not safe for anyone.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I agree. But like right now, you have Jesus in your butt.
Put Jesus in your heart. Give yourself to God. Have Jesus in your heart.
But why can't I have both?
I'm saying the conversation is going to go better if she doesn't notice that Jesus is missing while you're explaining your Christmas sex fetish.
I was thinking maybe I could make a little like stick figure of baby Jesus and put it in the manger. Maybe she doesn't notice. But you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I think you should do that.
Stick figure.
No. I think you should put baby Jesus back, and I think you should wash it. Like do all of that before you engage the conversation with your wife.
Yes, please show respect to baby Jesus before you talk to your wife.
Especially if she's actually Christian, she's going to be very appalled if you say, hey, this Jesus that was a baby was inside of my colon.
She'll be appalled, a-petered, and a-married.
Well, we hope we answered your question. I don't know.
We never do on this show, but thank you very much there, Nolan.
Thank you.
I love your name. And be sex positive, my friend. Have a good night.
Good night.
Certainly. Thank y'all very much. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays. It's interesting that people can have a fetish off of holidays. What would you call this? Is it like Noelophilia? Christmaphilia? Felicophilia?
I think Christophilia would be something different.
Yeah,
That is
being
disturbing.
getting off on Christ.
Yeah. I wouldn't know the term.
I think you'd call it a ho-ho holiday.
That's our show for Talkin Sex Live. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Chet.
And I'm Diane.
Why are you talking like that? I want a divorce. Somebody help.
It's like Betsy Ford there.